Hey, how y'all doing? This is your girl Tashi, and I am back with another one. So I came across this video here about Dean Cain, and people are talking about it. People are talking about it. So if y'all don't know who Dean Cain is, he's an American actor. The only movie I remember him. I don't think it's a movie. I think it's a TV series. Superman. He plays Superman. That's the only thing I remember him in. But I'm quite sure he played in other TV shows or other movies. I don't know. So he's gonna be joining ICE. That is crazy. So yeah, he's gonna be joining ICE, and I'm like, it's gotta be a joke. I don't know if he's joking, but I think he's serious. He's joining ICE, which is crazy because you're an actor and you're joining ICE. Like, why? I'm just curious to know why he wants to join it, but we're gonna see these videos and I'll be back.
So this is actor Dean Cain. He played Superman back in the day. And Cain recently announced that he is joining ICE. Here is what the official ICE account tweeted today, featuring Dean Cain as Superman in the ICE logo. And I just want to say very clearly, this is probably one of the most gross bastardizations of a character I've ever seen. And just as a reminder, Superman is an alien from another place. He is discriminated against based on his origin. But most importantly, Superman leads with kindness and empathy and respect for all people around the world. Of course, we saw this in the latest Superman movie, and James Gunn was very clear, this is the character, this is who he's supposed to represent. And no, Superman does not represent an agency who snatches people from their families off the street. He does not support the government tearing people apart and putting them in prison camps. And Dean Cain should know this because his own grandparents, who were Japanese, were imprisoned in an internment camp in Idaho. And Cain was born as Dean Tanaka. But now, Dean Cain, whose grandparents were interned, is now joining ICE. This guy, he's an imposter, and he will never represent who Superman actually is. Simply pathetic.
Wow. ICE is really scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one. Have you heard their latest recruitment? Dean Cain. I don't know if that name rings a bell. He used to be an actor. He used to play Superman 30 years ago. He hasn't had a job in TV or film in, I don't know, a decade or two. That piece of shit has joined ICE. He's 60 years old. I thought ICE at least had, to join ICE, you got to be, number one, you got to be a racist. You got to be a cult member. You got to be a piece of shit. But at least they had some standards, I guess, some kind of physical requirements, or you couldn't be over 37. Obviously, he cannot pass a physical, and he's 60, looks like shit. Fucking low-life racist piece of garbage. Who's next? Chachi? Fucking Chachi gonna join ICE to get that $50,000 bonus? Sorbo, I know you can't get a job on TV. Maybe ICE. Fucking lowlifes.
Hey y'all, it's me all in good fun on August 9th. I gotta be a little bit petty today. I'm doing that economic boycott. I'm not going out spending money anywhere, so I might as well take some time to have some fun. So today I want to talk about Dean Cain. If you don't know who that is, you haven't been watching social media. But Dean Cain's this actor, kind of a B actor. He made the Superman TV show with Terry Hatcher back in the 1990s. There's a picture from it. But anyway, I think Dean Cain's best known for being a Hallmark actor. You know, all those movies about some small town and they want to, tear down the candy store, put in a shopping mall, somebody's fighting for the store, then there's a romance, and, then it ends. Anyway, Dean Cain, he's in a bunch of those Hallmark movies, so I kind of think of him as a B actor. But that's all beside the point. This week he came out, he thought it was such a wonderful thing. He announced that he had become a voluntary member of ICE. ICE. We all know what that is. So, I'm seeing all these videos, everybody commenting on it, but here's my very favorite thing that I saw. I'm going to share with you. Take a look. Read it. So it says, Dean Cain, maybe instead of being a voluntary member of ICE, you should be a voluntary member of Gold's Gym. And I can't even add anything to that. So that's all I have for you. Take care.
You know what, Dean Cain? I want my time back. I want all that time that I spent having a crush on you from 1993 to 1996. I want that time back. I reclaim my crush time. A half Japanese Superman in the 90s? That was a really big deal to me back then. And I really thought, man, if Dean Cain and I ever met, I'm sure we'd fall in love and we'd have little super babies. But God, am I glad that never happened. Because what do you mean you're joining ICE?
Easy. So now I've spoken with some officials over at ICE, and I will be sworn in as an ICE agent ASAP.
You're being sworn in by ICE. The man who wore this S on his chest is being sworn in by ICE. And I know this was a fictional character, but in real life, during the 1940s, during Japanese internment, you had family members that were sent to the Minidoka War Relocation Center in Idaho. Your family was sent there, and now you want to join that very same agency that, if it were today, would do the same thing to them? I really don't understand that. I will never understand that. Boo.
News from the forest. In You're Never Too Old to Betray Your Heritage news, washed-up football player and washed-up actor Dean Cain has declared that he's joining ICE, no doubt for the signing bonus, or for the shiny plastic badge. Dean Cain played Superman on TV during the last century, and he's at least as good an actor as Scott Baio. But recent photos of him suggest he's gained 100 pounds since we saw him last, or 1/3 of a JD. So not exactly the Man of Steel, more like man doesn't miss a meal. I mean, not exactly Superman. How could he couldn't even fit into a phone booth. I guess his kryptonite was Funyuns. Superman actually was the opposite of a MAGA type. He was an immigrant, and he worked at a newspaper, and he didn't even harass his co-workers there, so it must not have been Fox News. But Cain was born in America, although Cain is not his last name. It's Tanaka. His father was of Japanese descent, and members of his family were actually put in an internment camp during World War II. So for him now to volunteer to do to others what was done to his Japanese family is torable. I could wax on, but I'll sweep the leg. It turns out he actually has the Japanese character for his name tattooed on his ankle. So at ICE, presumably he'll learn how to spot that foreign tattoo and ship himself to a prison in El Salvador. Super, man. News from the forest.
All right, there. So there you have it. So people are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it online. It's the fact that he's joining ISIS is so crazy to me. And you have a lot of celebrities are talking about it also. Not just regular folks. Celebrities are talking about it too. Because they're like shocked that he's doing this. It's crazy to me. But like some people say, some of these celebrities that some of them are not making the money they used to. So I guess this is paying his bills. I'm assuming this is paying his bills. Anyway, let me know what's your thoughts about this whole situation, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.